And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey water filters, for the love of clean water.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The Robert Scott Bell Show.
The FDA is about to get a lot more muscle.
More money and more power.
Sweeping new
overhaul of the nation's food safety laws since the 1930s.
Robert Scott Bell.
How did the Department of Homeland Security get into the medical business?
Joe, we have a potential pandemic.
A national health emergency.
The sky is falling! A piece of it just hit me on the head!
Robert Scott Bell.
The average citizen, if they did what the TSA agents do, would be arrested.
Would you submit to one of these pat-downs?
Not if I could avoid it. No, I mean, who would?
If you touch my junk, I'm going to have you arrested.
Enough is enough.
Taking on bureaucrats and corporations that would stand in the way of health freedom and making sense out of medical propaganda. The voice of health, freedom, and liberty, Robert Scott Bell.
Hey, this could be a broadcast of world record proportions today. We are live at Autism One and simulcasting over Google, what is it called? Hangout?
Google Hangout. Yeah, we're streaming live over YouTube. So people are hearing us, seeing us.
That's scary, except for one guy that we want you all to see and meet. Brian Hooker, PhD, our good buddy. And he is with us to open the show here today at Autism. We're here thanks to a number of sponsors that made this possible, including our friends from HempMeds PX and Sovereign Silver, and, of course, Robert's Water, the Echo 7 with Paul Bertiero. To be here is a big deal. It's a big dogging deal, I should say, and we're grateful that we're able to be here. We're debuting my book, Unlock the Power to Heal, as well. I'll be lecturing on Friday, and I'm kind of bummed out about my lecture, Super Don. I'm bummed out.
Why?
Because it's at the same time as our good friend and first guest of the show today, Brian Hooker.
That is a bummer.
We got to team up and go get somebody because somebody royally messed up on that.
How'd that happen? I am not pleased about that because I wanted to attend your talk and I wanted you in the audience in my talk. So.
I wanted to introduce you for your talk.
Yes,
man.
Yes, that actually was the plan. We're gonna have to do something else now. But
now I don't mean to start off the show with a complaint. That's not my reason for doing it. It just should show you, if you come to Autism One, how many overwhelming, wonderful speakers there are. Good topics to educate and learn, and hopefully they'll video or audio tape them because we can't go to all of them. But, Brian, I'm so glad you're with us today. The CDC, the Centers for Disease Creation and Promotion, you have been uncovering for many years now through Freedom of Information Act request and other mechanisms, things that they knew, that they did not admit to, that they did not let out to the public about the damaging effects of mercury in vaccines, or maybe the vaccines themselves, but certainly the mercury or thimerosal that was present in them, that in fact still is in them. So we probably need to get a brief overview update as we start off today's broadcast for all our new listeners. I know that's a big task to do, but I know you're up for it.
I'm very excited to be here. Anytime we can get the word out regarding malfeasance in the vaccine safety program at the CDC, I appreciate the opportunity. There's so much that's going on right now. I'm not exactly sure where to start, but I wanted to specifically, if you can indulge, talk about what I found out about the MMR vaccine and the timing of the MMR vaccine. The last time I was on your show, I talked about some data that I was able to reanalyze that showed that African American males, if they get the MMR on time, are about 3.5 times, that's 350% more likely to receive an autism diagnosis versus those African American males that got the MMR vaccine after 36 months of age or 3 years of age. And so I was able to go through that information I'm hoping to get that published soon. That went out to a peer-reviewed journal. I'm very, very encouraged that hopefully we can get that out in the peer-reviewed literature, the same type of peer-reviewed literature that the CDC is saying, oh, this is where our hallmark studies are. But what I found is that the CDC knew about this risk. There were 5 co-authors on the paper. The first author on the paper that came out that CDC basically said that there was no risk involved in the timing of the MMR vaccine, that you could get it on time without any effects or any risk of autism.
Right.
This paper came out in 2004, but I was able to get some background documents, and it showed that the CDC knew as early as November 2001. Now, that's almost 13 years ago. They knew about this effect for African Americans. They never parsed out males and females, but what they saw was that in African Americans in general, there was a very, very strong susceptibility. They looked at those individuals that got the MMR on time. That's somewhere between 12 months and 18 months. And those individuals that got the MMR after 36 months, and they saw a statistically significant, very, very strong risk. Didn't look at the difference between males and females, but the risk was over double.
All right.
For those that got the MMR on time.
We got to go back because I don't know how many weeks ago it was that we had you on to reveal this, right?
Okay.
And it was huge news, although some people were just a little too shocked by it. They said that can't be the case. You must be doing a math that the CDC doesn't know about, because how would the CDC not see what you've been able to unfurl, so to speak, and report on and actually submit for peer review?
The CDC has seen what the CDC came up with these numbers first. What I found was I confirmed the CDC's background numbers. Okay, and I was able to basically, within a margin of about 2%, recreate what the CDC did in the background data. But what the CDC chose to do was to hide this risk, and they were very, very duplicitous in the way that they hid this risk. They decided, and this almost sounds like a poll tax to me, they decided that the African Americans in the study, that they would only allow the results for those African Americans that could show a valid Georgia birth certificate. This was done in the state of Georgia. It was Metro Atlanta. So they threw out the remainder of the individuals. They threw out about 300 individuals. So their study had much less statistical power. They only had overall in their African American cohort, which is the group of individuals in the study. Right. Overall, they only had 500 individuals. And in one group, they had less than 5 kids with autism. So they basically buried this relationship. They lost all statistical significance, and they only did it for African Americans. They did not do it for Caucasians.
Yeah, I have to ask, what is this about birth certificates? What does it have to do with this statistical analysis or the analysis of incidence of autism? I'm lost on that. Is there some kind of relationship between you're less likely to have autism if you have a valid Georgia birth certificate? I mean, come on.
There is no sense to what they did. There is absolutely
no... It's not a scientific criteria.
Right. There's not a... And I've read documentation where they did the analysis with all the children in the group that they analyzed, in the cohort, and then they, side by side, did the analysis where they took out individuals who did not have a valid Georgia birth certificate, and they used a lame excuse regarding covariates. A covariate is another variable that may come into play in the statistical analysis. They said some covariates you would need to get only off of birth certificate information, which they claimed was birth weight, and birth certificates don't have birth weight on them either.
Good Lord, they were stretching.
They were stretching. But the thing that is so devious is, why did they do this only for African Americans? Why didn't they do this for white people? Why didn't they do this for Hispanic people?
So, in other words, they didn't have to validate that the white kids had a valid Georgia birth certificate.
Right, because the results when they did for white kids did not show an effect. The effect was specifically in African Americans. So they had
basically they hid the fact that, as you said, a 3.5 times incident rate of autism with kids, black kids in particular, getting the MMR shots within that 12 to 18 month window, as they call it, on schedule.
That is correct.
There had to be a concern. We've got to hide this. We can't let this out. This could be what would happen. Would we see, like, interestingly enough, the CIA is claiming they're sorry, they're never going to use vaccines as a way to spy on other countries. That would they see that the African American community would say, wait a second, 3.5 times more likely to get this autistic diagnosis if we vaccinate on schedule with MMR? Would they think they're going to lose that community? What's their thought?
Their thought could have been, and this is, I can only surmise what these individuals are thinking. And granted, it's a completely different culture. Right. It is a very, very strong, you toe the line, big brother culture. And what I've noticed is when people don't toe the line, when somebody asks a question within the CDC, and recognize I've FOIA'd thousands and thousands of pages of documents, but when somebody falls out of line in the CDC and questions things, they turn it into a personnel issue. They won't look at their policies, but they'll look at that individual within the CDC and say, there's something wrong with you mentally or emotionally because you're falling out of line in the CDC. And a lot of times what will happen is if an individual dissents, then they'll be put on administrative leave. And I've got several documents showing CDC employees where their supervisors are recommending that they see a psychologist.
This sounds like Soviet Union tactics.
It is.
You don't fit into this society. We're going to send you out there for reprogramming of some kind.
Retraining. We'll send you to reprogramming camp for 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. We'll do a 6-week camp with a couple of weekend follow-ups, and then you can fall back into the line. You can follow Big Brother to tooth and nail to the death.
Do we need to bring Gorbachev back and put him in charge of the CDC for some glasnost? I mean, come on, right?
Please, anything. The agency, as far as I'm concerned, needs to go away. Yeah. And at a minimum, vaccine safety should never be done. If we're going to look at vaccine safety, if you choose to vaccinate, which I would recommend not, but if you choose to vaccinate and put that stuff in your body, then vaccine safety should not be in the CDC. This is the organization yearly that spends $4 billion on vaccines alone. They are completely conflicted. Mm-hmm. In fact, vaccine safety shouldn't be in the Department of Health and Human Services. It should be a completely different entity. If anything, the DHHS has showed us that they are completely unworthy of our trust.
Right. This is huge breaking news here on the Robert Scott Bell Show, live from Autism One today, autism1.org if you want to check it out, robertscottbell.com for the links. Brian Hooker is with us to open the show with, we can end the show right now. We've done our service.
Yeah.
We have done our service, our good deed for the day to let this out. But if you submit this information, this data to peer review, again, and I, listen, I so much appreciate your flexibility in answering questions that aren't data-driven from me, because you're a friend as well. And I want to get back a little bit more into that data, too, and the peer review process to see, is it likely that it will be published, or will they stuff this down some other hole? We're going to find out. This is the Robert Scott Bell Show, live from Autism One. Brian Hooker sticking around with us another segment at least. Super Don Naylor, you can watch us on what? Google Hangout.
Yeah, check out the Facebook page. We're just testing it out. Let us know if it's working okay.
All right, we'll be right back.
Live around the world.
Audio levels okay there, Matt?
Yeah, you're sounding great.
Okay. Now, if Ian Elliott is not here, we don't know. Is he here?
He's supposed to be. He said he would be.
Okay. Well, we'll hold Brian as long as we can until that guy comes around.
And just so you know,
the
folks on YouTube are now getting the behind the scenes on the breaks.
I'm eating this is a sweet potato, organic sweet potato chip. And you've got stuff from Roseanne Lindsay, some sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Cucumbers.
Cucumber, avocado.
I don't know what those things are.
They're really good.
It's like an albino version of this.
Yeah.
Show everybody.
This looks really good.
There you go. Here, let's get let's
I
get
got organic strawberries.
We have
organic
strawberries over here.
Strawberries,
I'm going to have some of that.
This is
they can still see me, but I can eat officially. I can eat on the break here.
This is the healthiest place in the entire conference, right here. This is a hub of health.
I think I have a strawberry.
Go for it. Yes.
So, Roseanne Lindsay brought us organic strawberries. God bless her. Hi, Lydia. So we're going to eat well on the air.
Absolutely. I'm going to drink.
There goes Terry Ringa.
Hi, Terry. I can't wait to read your book.
Awesome.
Unlocking the Power to Heal by Robert Scott Bell.
That's right.
I'm the celebrity spokesmodel.
I need a better camera.
No, I look fat and bald, just like normal.
Well, you're blurry and
bald. Blurry and bald, yes.
You want to see if you can hook it up? Can you do it midstream or not?
I think so.
Oh, I love your illustrations, man. These are awesome.
Yeah, thanks to Ty.
Oh, Ty did these?
Well, he somehow manages to get these things. I don't know how.
Oh, good. Oh, and there's a section on vitamin D. Speaking of African Americans.
We got to cover it all. It's really an overview, broad overview for people to really get a perspective.
Good.
And then I'm able to reveal a little later in the book what I lectured on. You came last year on the silver aloe intestinal protocol, because I think we got to put the hands of healing back where it belongs, because there's not enough doctors to help out, and not all of them know this stuff. So.
Oh, I love what you say about enzymes. This is really good.
Awesome. Well, I'll sign one over for you.
Oh, my goodness. This is so good. Well, make me buy it.
No. You are a friend, and I will give it to you. We love Brian Hooker here. Okay. Coming back live in about 15, I think. I'll sign this on the break.
Yeah, we hold that for later. So.
Is that any better?
It's going to take a minute for it to register. So I'm on the.
Send us some traffic.
I'm on the laptop.
There we go.
Thanks.
Nah, I'm good.
It's not as wide as that other one.
No, I'm on the laptop one while I'm changing over.
Oh, there you go.
It's a new camera, so it has to install the driver for it.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Should say Logitech.
It's not recognizing it yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
So let us know if it's working. This live Google Hangout version of the Robert Scott Bell Show. We are videoing through YouTube. I think you can pick up the feed, right?
Correct. And the way to find it is at the Robert Scott Bell Facebook page at this point.
Okay. So that's right. That's how we're linking it up for now. Brian Hooker, you can see he's with us. He's dressed in yellow. He's mellow yellow. And we don't typically delineate humans, but in terms of scientific inquiry, when you come up with distinctions and differences, they are reportable. And in this case, what Brian Hooker has related to us is a 3.5-time increase in incidence of autism or diagnosis of autism within that spectrum of African-American boys particularly, right?
That's correct.
If they take the MMR vaccine on schedule between 12 and 18 months. The CDC knows it. You pulled the math from their own data. Is that correct?
That is correct, and confirmed their own data.
And you've reworked the data to reveal that, and then from there you take it into as a PhD, you know how to write research papers and papers to submit for peer review. You've been published before, have you not?
Right.
Okay, so this wasn't just
50-some-odd publications.
50-some-odd peer-reviewed publications, Brian Hooker. So you take this data, you submit it to a publication for peer review. In theory, from an outsider's perspective, I'd say, oh my gosh, if they see what you're revealing there, they would say, we cannot publish this or else they'll shut us down. I mean, has it changed, or am I just pulling it out? I don't know where to go with that.
There are some journals that will publish this type of research. There are some folks left. There are really almost no journals that are in the United States that would publish it. But I've had some success getting some journals actually out of mainland China that will publish this type of research, and I'm very hopeful for this particular publication. I submitted it probably about a month and a half ago, and so
have they contacted you since?
It has undergone peer review. It's basically sitting on the editor's desk to figure out whether they're going to publish it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had explicitly the opposite as well. I've had journal articles that have revealed something. This was specific to thimerosal. Went through peer review. We went through the entire process, sat on the editor's desk. The editor approved it. Then the publisher saw it, and the publisher nixed it at the very, very last minute.
Right. So if they're going to assess the validity for publication, what are they doing here? Are they going to do your math? Are they going to run your numbers? What is it that they're going to have to assess in a document or a paper like this?
In this particular document, I've reported enough raw data that they can actually repeat the analysis. So they should be able to see the information for themselves firsthand. So when you do a simple statistical model like this, then it's a very, very easy peer review. Either it's right or it's not.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I was thinking that's. The layers on this one are not like you're extrapolating data in many ways to come to a conclusion. This seems to be more like, I'm not going to say it's a 2 + 2 + 4 equation, but in the realm of statistical analysis from a PhD perspective, this should be easy to either validate or refute.
Yes, this should be a very, very simple process, but we'll see what's going on. It's electric because of the MMR vaccine and because of all the persecution that wonderful heroes like Andy Wakefield have endured. And so you use the word MMR in the title of a publication, then it's going to undergo a certain amount of scrutiny, and that get published just like usual. I'll get attacked in the blogosphere. All the bloggers write and call me.
Here they come.
Exactly. Exactly. The Valkyrie. They do tend, and I don't have to tell you guys because you get it all the time.
Oh, listen. We first talked about it. One of our leftist friends, you know who I'm talking about, was just sort of attacking a little bit and saying, nah, that can't be, or where's the peer review, right? And yet, when some of those same people will attack you for it being published, because they have an agenda, they have a religious cult-like devotion to certain, I wouldn't call them ideals, maybe they would, and vaccination being the third rail of pharmaceutical policy. I mean, you can't question it.
Well, listen, some people, you're wrong, but they've already prejudged that situation. So they could say, well, you're wrong because you don't have the peer-reviewed science. Well, that peer-reviewed science isn't right. There's something wrong with that peer-reviewed.
Right. And then, as you say, ad hominem, let's attack Brian Hooker. Give Brian Hooker a hug. This man deserves your love and your appreciation. Can you stick around a few more minutes?
I can stick around. Thank you very much.
We're planning to have Ian Elliott from My Compassion on as well. We'll get to that in a bit. Thanks to PX. We're here at Autism One. And thanks to Sovereign Silver, and thanks to Echo Water, robertswater.com. Check it out. Say thanks to our sponsors. Back with a little more Brian Hooker after this.
Who'd you say that masked man was?
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Robert Scott Bell.
Here I come to save the day.
I like that one. I like the Mickey Mouse. That's very good. Yes. I don't think we're going to be much long for this. I think this is coming down soon. It's coming down.
Can only hold it off so long.
So, and people will call me a baby killer, just like normal. Baby killer, 9/11 truther, wacko.
Yeah, we've gotten that. We've gotten that where because he's saying the things he's saying, he has killed millions of children across the country. Correct. You're responsible.
Right.
That's right. The carnage of infectious disease that is ravaging the vaccinated population. Let's be real. It's even Gregory Poland, who is the editor of the journal Vaccine, has chided and said the measles vaccine is a huge failure.
Yeah, we got to say that. Lori, did you ask a question today on the website?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Somebody with your same. Maybe we can get to this next. Before I ask my question, I want to say that I love you guys. You have taken a lot of my fear away from trying to wade through the tons and tons of information out there for people who choose natural solutions. I work in a hospital, and it literally makes... Wow, you should see the meals they serve. Talk about your sad diet. It is very scary. I trust you and Dr. Battar, Mike Adams, and all the branches of your health tree. My question, now she gets into the question. I had shingles several years ago, and my left breast and underarm areas is always hurting or sensitive. It even burns sometimes. Its intensity comes and goes, but it's always there. Anything to recommend for post-traumatic pain and discomfort? By the way, you have answered my questions before on the air, and I can't tell you how thrilled I was to get an answer from you guys quicker than my own source here at home. God bless all of you. Please don't ever leave us. I'm sending a letter to my local talk radio station to petition them to put you on your show on. How cool is that?
Sure.
And it's not this Lori. We have another Lori that loves us.
More than one Lori?
Yeah.
Can we handle that?
I can feel the Lori love.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, good to see you.
What do we got? Is it working?
Yes.
But it's not
Yay.
Yeah, well, hold on. I just got to find a good...
vantage point. Where can you place it so it won't be in the hummus?
I could put it in the hummus. I'll bet it's organic hummus, so I think it would
stabilize
be okay, right?
it. Yes. You guys have the best food. No, I'm good. I feel chomping on body fat. I gotta do it.
Friend over there. Saving your voice?
There's Paul Bertiero. Yay!
Echo ionizer.
That's right.
Echo. Electrically charged.
All right, well, that's our picture there. What do you think? We're streaming live.
We got a Google Hangout plus the radio broadcast simultaneous now. Stepping up in the technological world. Show them the faucet.
I can't wait for the Robert Scott Bell cable network.
We're getting there. There's the water. There's the faucet.
There is a faucet.
Look at that.
This is Super Don. You never met Super Don before.
Hi.
Is he shorter or
Nice
taller
to
in
meet you.
person?
I'm sitting down.
Oh, unfair of me to ask.
Unfair. Totally unfair.
Oh, I look like a Borg right there.
Yeah, you did look like that.
Hey. Yeah.
The Borg? Oh, yeah. Now, that's the CDC. It's basically the same thing. It is. It is. Okay, resist assimilation. Resistance is not futile.
Let's see.
Okay.
Ian over there? You are. Okay, about 3 minutes or so? Just you for now. We're going to do some more later. But when we're done with Brian, we're just going to have a seat here, and he'll give you the headset. Okay? Cool.
Brian, I quote your article quite a bit about your documents people pushing vaccines so hard. I'm going, hey, look at this.
I'm so glad. I'm glad it helps. I mean, that's
for anybody watching,
that's where the rubber meets the road.
Autism
right
One.
Oh, thank you.
All right, traffic.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
That's amazing. Thanks.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Robert,
he is tenacious, isn't he?
Scott,
He's a brave and a decent man. He's a pioneer.
Bell.
This message must be read in every newspaper, heard on every radio, seen on every television.
The Robert Scott Bell Show.
Hey, we're back. We're live. We're happening. It's on a Google Hangout, too. If you find me on Twitter, the Twitter feed, can we send out through the Twitter feed the link to the Google Hangout?
Actually, it went out on Twitter as well.
Twitter as well. So if you follow me at RS Bell Media, also Robert Scott Bell on Facebook. We got Brian Hooker right now with us. A few more minutes at Autism One. Thanks to Terry Netaranga as well. Thanks to Paul Bertiero and Robert's Water. Thanks to Theo and the family at Sovereign Silver and our friends at Hemp Med CBD, Cannabidiol from Industrial Hemp. We are rocking the health world with Brian Hooker, my friend, and appreciate you so very much. And I appreciate you walking through the peer review process even on this issue, because I want to demystify these things for people, understand how this happens. And also, when you speak as about the CDC. It's not only as a PhD researcher and seeing the corruption and the lack of scientific integrity, but it's also as a dad, a parent of a vaccine-injured child.
That's correct. You know, we live and go through this every day, and the fact that this information was buried, that my son's vaccine injury could have been prevented, well, it makes me want to fight more. And I want to request anybody that is listening or watching, please specifically, if you could, pray for that publication, pray for that MMR publication. I need as much support as I can get, and we want the truth to come out. We want a journal to step up and basically have the guts to be able to publish the truth on this. And I do have background CDC documents within that publication that show exactly when the CDC knew about this risk for African American
males. And you said as of November 2001, they had the data, they should have known, or they definitely knew and had to cover it up.
They had the data, they definitely knew, and they covered it up.
It's huge. Now, this issue, I don't know, you've done a few other radio shows, I hope, to get the word out a little bit, right?
Yes.
Okay. But as far as what we'd call the old media, the pharmaceutically conflicted media, they haven't touched this yet, have they?
No, the mainstream media will not touch this. The mainstream media is basically quoting, there was another fraudulent paper that came out of Australia that was a meta-analysis of supposedly all the literature on vaccines and autism. Selectively, they avoided any publications by me, any publications by the Geyers, any publications that would show an adverse event related to vaccines somehow didn't appear in their meta-analysis. So the mainstream media is chewing on that. But I thank God for people like you, Dr. Bell and Super Don, because you're getting the word out.
Yeah, well, we're doing a media bypass.
Absolutely.
and we're not into surgery, but
not a gastric bypass.
No.
Media. We're just going our end around. And then they're going to come and catch up one day. They'll figure it out.
They are a little bit. We keep noticing, these news outlets, Fox News, we talk about them a lot.
Yeah.
Robert on Fox News with Carol Alt, that is extremely...
I just...
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, we got to do it.
I don't think in the history of news on TV has there ever been anybody say the words Flexner Report.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
People are going, the what?
Or the Church of Biological Mysticism.
That's right.
The Church of Biological Mysticism. I love that one.
Cool.
That's right.
That's patent pending.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a John Rappaport special. We appreciate it. And as far as the updates, I know you'll be in touch with us the moment you know something more, because we'll report on it, of course.
Yes, there is as soon as we hear back on whether that's going to be...
Okay.
And then when the publication actually comes out, I work for an organization called Focus Autism. Focus Autism will also have a press release, so the mainstream media will have a shot at it. Remains to be seen whether they'll pick it up or not. But we do chip away at different media outlets. Some of the local outlets will pick us up.
Right. Yeah, it's true. We're seeing some movement in that regard. So with that, we'll just stay in touch at this point and follow up the moment we know something more, whether it gets published or not. The story's going to keep on growing, because we've got families and moms and dads here that are not going to be quiet about it. They're not, like in years past, looking to the federal government to repair and fix what the federal government screwed up either.
Right.
They're starting to realize we got to do this ourselves.
This is grassroots. This is us. If we don't do it, nobody else will. Really. And I'll keep in touch on. I've got a stack of about 5,000 pages of CDC documents to go through when I get home. And as things come out, as more data manipulation, as more cherry picking of information, as more of these studies come out, or these stories around the studies come out, I'll let you know.
Beautiful. Also, as this story unfolds, my heart aches for the lies that have been told and the people who have been harmed because of these lies being told. But you're shining a bright light in a realm or an arena like being a PhD that we cannot, but we certainly can report on it. And we're glad that you're here with us to do that.
Thank you so much.
So
it's an honor.
See you tonight with Dr. Rashid Bittar. We got 2 hours of intense politics and healing.
I will be there.
Yep. And, of course, come down to Autism One to see that. And Brian Hooker will be You know, he's the only guy I will say, if you don't want to come to see me, go see Brian Hooker. He's cool. I'd be all right with that. I'll sign you a permission slip if you need. If you don't want to see me, you can see Brian.
Seal of approval from Robert Scott.
Not that he needs it.
That's right.
We
Just
love
a
and appreciate
small
it.
cloning experiment. We could take care of that whole thing.
There you go.
All right, Brian.
All Monsanto.
We'll
Thank you so
talk
much.
to you real soon. That's
Bless you.
Brian Hooker.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we have got to do some more compassionate discussion, and Brian's a compassionate guy. I got to sign my book for him sometime on the next break. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
We need to get Ian Elliott over here. Somebody can grab Ian. And
Ian.
We got. Oh, there you go. Just yell into the microphone.
Ian. Come on over.
Super Don's yelling for our
There we
next
go.
guest. Usually he's in a whole other studio in a whole other state. We're sitting right next to each other. Check it out in the social blogosphere network, whatever it's called. You'll see pictures of Super Don and me live here at Autism One, and you can watch us on the Google Hangout. Let me crank up your microphone. Ian Elliott from mycompassion.org. Welcome to the Robert Scott Bell Show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. How's the day been?
It's been really great, really rewarding to be here to get this information out, and we're richly rewarded just hanging out with you and your organization that you're with, My Compassion.
Sure.
We're going to be joining you in Chicago. We're on Chicago, but in a couple of weeks, the 7th and 8th of June at the Navy Pier for the, what do they call it, the Chicago Cannabis Conference?
Yeah, the Chicago Cannabis Conference. It's a conference being run by My Compassion in an effort to not only raise awareness about medical cannabis, some of the positive benefits from it, but also to help raise some awareness from other people in the state, especially as Illinois is set to start their medical program while the bill passed, so where the patients will have availability in 2015. So we're raising awareness for that as well.
Now, Ian, you're a young guy. I mean, you know, I met Mish and Heidi. They've been running this organization, doing great work. As a college-age student?
Yeah, I just finished my freshman year.
Wow. How did you get involved with My Compassion?
Okay, so I actually sustained a sports injury. I was playing high school football and sustained an injury that left me with an epilepsy condition. I became a patient in Michigan, and when I went to college, I noticed that there was very little advocacy on the campus at Central Michigan where I attend. And so I started Student Advocates for Medical and Recreational Cannabis. We're a nonprofit there that advocates to students on campus. And Mish and Heidi and My Compassion crew, they like what we did, and so we're finding ways to associate the group, internship programs, things like that. And so that's why we're here. We're providing some volunteer basis for My Compassion, and that's who we're representing today.
Awesome. That's really cool. Now, you said you had a head injury leading to an epileptic condition.
Yep.
Most of the epilepsy I see is due to the gastrointestinal inflammation and damage from vaccines, antibiotics, and other environmental heavy metals and things.
Yeah, I'm certainly an exception, yeah.
You're coming at it from and I had a buddy of mine, one of my oldest friends, going back to the third or fourth grade. When he was a kid, he had a bike injury and hit his head, and he's had epilepsy, so his was also an injury scenario. But we've been hearing great results for epileptics dealing with this in a non-drug fashion or in combination with drugs by using the CBD-rich hemp oil, industrial hemp oil. What have you used and what have you seen in terms of, have you done the cannabis with CBD, the THC, the combination? What has worked for you?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't even quite understand the difference between THC and CBD until I started getting into this advocacy. In Michigan, the way the program is set up, we are not CBD only. We have availability, the entire plan is available to us as patients, which is something My Compassion advocates for in certain cases. THC is certainly needed in certain seizure cases. My case tends to be one of them where the CBD only certainly helps me. It's a great product, and it's especially great that we're able to take that CBD from industrial hemp and start getting it to patients. But
all 50 states,
for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is a need for some of the other compounds from the plant, and that's the way I've been utilizing it. Unfortunately, when the program started in Michigan, we were able to ingest. We were able to use oils and tinctures, which is, as far as I'm concerned, is the safest, especially for a college student like myself. I don't need to be walking around smoking. And the Supreme Court ruling in Michigan made it essentially oils, tinctures, medibles are no longer protected under the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act.
So they're not allowing you to take it orally through eating.
Right, which is very frustrating, especially for myself. I do do some consulting with parents who do have children with epilepsy, cancer patients. They don't want to smoke.
How do they deliver to the kids that are that young?
Right now they are forced into that situation where they have to choose to either not medicate their children with what is effective, or risk jail time for using it improperly. And I sarcastic quotation marks improperly. If it helps the child, it should be available.
What about the vaporizing the liquid for inhalation? Does that count? Can you take the oil and vaporize it?
Yes, as long as the medication originates from the plant form. When it is put in the vaporizer, then it's
okay. So there's a way around it at this
certainly.
And Ian, that method of ingestion now has helped you manage your seizures?
Oh, tremendously. And along with the sports injury, it was a head injury, so I had some nerve problems and TMJ, some migraines, things that certainly didn't put me out of commission, but I needed help with, and it has. So
mycompassion.org.
Yes.
mycompassion.org. Check it out. Online, link to it. Come and see us in Chicago, June 7th, 8th on the Navy Pier. Ian, we're going to see you there.
Yes,
I look forward to following up with you on your recovery as well.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Ian Elliott from mycompassion.org. Thank you for being with us. We got one more hour to go after this next segment. Who knows where we're going to go with Super Don, live from Autism One in Chicago. Back after this.
The Robert Scott Bell Show.
In all my years of radio, I've never seen anything like this.
The Robert Scott Bell Show.
Hello, this is Jonathan Wagner. We have an internet website, www.choosetobehealthy.com, that carries many of the products discussed on Robert's show, including the 100% whole food chromium and selenium, silica, as well as Sovereign Silver and Nordic Naturals. ChooseToBeHealthy.com features the Rolls-Royce of probiotics. It's Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics. Dr. Ohhira, a world-renowned microbiologist,
we have one viewer right now.
formulated a unique
I don't know who it is.
that blends ancient Japanese fermentation methods
Who are
with
you?
21st century technology. No refrigeration is needed. Dr. Ohhira's probiotic contains the strongest lactic acid
It's on your
bacteria
Facebook page.
known to man based on scientific laboratory research. 6.25 times stronger. Quite simply, it works and works very well. So go to our website,
On the one we did with Dean?
www.choosebehealthy.com.
No, I haven't
Call
seen
us
it.
toll free, 866-424-1077. That's 866-424-1077. We're here to help.
Two viewers.
You know, CBD has been making headlines. It's changing minds as well. And the good news is hemp CBD is legal in all 50 states. CBD, or cannabidiol, is a natural part of the hemp plant that's making those headlines in 2014 here. Hemp is already considered a
All right, viewers, whoever you are,
worldwide, including
thanks
me,
for
RSV,
tuning in
and
to
it's
the Google
enjoys a
Hangout.
complete
We're just
vegetarian
testing this out to see how
protein
this
and
works.
an ideal
And
source of healthy
if the
omega
audio
fatty
and
acids.
video is working
HempMeds
out,
PX is the
we'll
world's
maybe do
trusted
this on a regular
CBD-rich
basis.
hemp oil source. HempMeds PX
Kind of
sees
behind the
total body
scenes,
care as a
what you don't
necessity.
see.
Luxury. That's why they offer
When listening to
CBD-rich
the
hemp
show
oils
on
in
the
a
radio.
variety of ways, from natural hair care and skin care to whole plant supplements and lifestyle products. Quality begins with non-GMO
Here at
industrial
Autism
hemp
One in
cultivars
Chicago
grown on
at the
family farms using no
Intercontinental
pesticides, herbicides, or toxic fertilizers. Only with HempMeds PX are you guaranteed consistent quality of natural CBD from healthy hemp. There are so many different ways to enjoy CBD-rich hemp oil from HempMeds PX. The only question we have for you is, have you had your CBD today?
There are many things the human body can do very well, but maintaining the proper pH level isn't always one of them. That's where AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops can make a world of difference. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops lets your body do what's natural. Just a few drops a day helps rid your body of harmful waste and acid while promoting health and restoring vibrance and energy. Alkalizing boosts your immune system and can help fight headaches, irritability, cramping, and insomnia.
Actually,
Alkalizing
the link
also
that I
helps
put
the
up
body
there is
fight
to the
depression.
YouTube channel. And right now it's, are we coming back?
No, we've got a couple of minutes, I think.
Somebody took down the traffic. Okay.
Come on, man.
Right now it's through the Ask RSB YouTube. Okay. But what I'll do is I'll switch over and we'll do this on the official YouTube channel from now on. And the cool thing is that they're picking up the audio through the Comrex. Whoops, wrong camera. So they're picking up everything. They're picking up the audio that we're doing here and the video from here. And this video will be available later because it's recorded.
Oh, wow.
So
But can you transfer it over to?
Yeah, I can just download it and upload it.
No problem.
Too cool. So I don't know how many people are watching this at the moment, but you'll have to give us some feedback. You can watch Robert eating a strawberry. We have to eat, guys. Come on. I've been bad today on the show. I've been eating during the show. So. But,
see, my technique, I eat the strawberry around the top end, and then the sweetest part comes off as dessert at the end. It's all sweet, but you know what I'm saying?
You're like people who eat pizza backwards. Have you ever known anybody who does that, who eats pizza from the crust to the tip?
I have not. No,
yeah, I've known people who do that.
Awesome. All right, so we do a question of the day coming up?
Yeah.
All right, this is our listener question. It's pretty intense. We'll see how far we can get through it. Let's see, here it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that one?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think we should read that one, for sure. That's very important.
All right, back in the studio, we got Matt on the board. If you want to call him, it's 866-939-BELL.
Live Talk Radio, anytime, anywhere.
All right, here we go.
Download the free TalkStream Live app right now and see for yourself. You'll enjoy instant access to the best in Live Talk Radio. Find your favorite shows and discover some new ones. The TalkStream Live app is available in the App Store,
Behind the
Google Play
scenes
Store,
of the Robert Scott
or
Bell
visit
Show.
TalkStreamLive.com. That's TalkStreamLive.com.
All right, here we go.
All right, continuing now from Autism One Chicago, Intercontinental Hotel O'Hare. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll be going to Atlanta Saturday.
I know. Can you believe that?
Moving all the way down to Chicago.
A day trip to Atlanta.
How crazy.
From Chicago.
Yeah. Super Don has never been out of his own backyard before. So
Pretty much, yeah. Since between Denver and Chicago and then Atlanta, I feel like I am a world traveler.
You are. Well, we've got questions, people around the world, so we're tending to travel with every radio broadcast. And this one's coming from Lori. It's a different Lori than I thought it was. We thought it was Lori who's here with us, but it wasn't.
Right.
She said, no, it wasn't me.
We have more than one Lori that likes us.
Yeah, double Loris. Question, comment of the day. She says, before I ask my question, I just want to say that I love you guys.
Wow.
Oh, man. We love you too, Lori. You have taken a lot of my fear away from trying to wade through the tons and tons of information out there for people who choose natural solutions. Gosh, that's good. We take fear away. How
Makes
cool
us
is
feel
that?
good. We're doing something good here.
All right.
Doing something right.
Yeah. So she says, I work in a hospital, and it literally makes me ill to see the way these people are brainwashed. And that's just the employees.
Yeah.
Right? We think of no, just the staff.
Right.
She says this, wow, you should see the meals they serve. Talk about your sad diet. Sad diet. It's very scary. I trust you and Dr. Batar, Mike Adams, and all of the branches of your health tree. That's cool. We got a health tree.
The health tree.
We got the health
that
tree.
guy. I must be the nut.
The health tree of love, and you're the nut.
I'm the nut on the tree, right?
All right. So let's see. My question. I had shingles several years ago, and my left breast and underarm area always hurting and sensitive. It even burns sometimes. Its intensity comes and goes, but it is always there. Anything to recommend for post-herpetic pain and discomfort? Well, yeah, absolutely. The homeopathic remedy for that is Hypericum perforatum. We also would use Rus toxicodendron. This is a homeopathic poison ivy that works well with this. But really, the silver hydrosol, the bioactive silver hydrosol, the sovereign silver, topically and locally and internally.
Yeah, so it was, okay, definitely. Because I actually know some people that, close people, that have been dealing with something similar to this. And I'm constantly getting, do you have any more of that sovereign silver first aid gel?
Right.
No, I don't have any right now. Oh, man, that is the only thing I've been able to find that works.
Incredible. Yeah. And on top of that, what we've been uncovering with the cannabidiol, the CBD from the industrial hemp plant, if you go to hempmedspx.com, hempmedspx.com, SHW45 gets you 20% off for the month of May. We have had personal experience in my family on the use of this hemp product, industrial hemp, available in all 50 states, and this is something that you can use safely, and you will not
test positive for a drug that you'll be banned or fired from.
Right.
And the pain reduction is significant. You can apply the salve locally, and you can take it orally and reduce pain. This I've seen firsthand. So there you go. Post-herpetic pain, the CBD would be great. Would be great. Now, what else does she say here? Oh, by the way, she says this. You have answered my questions before on the air, and I can't tell you how thrilled I was to get an answer from you guys quicker than my own source here at home. How could we be faster than a source at your home? How is that possible?
I don't know. Depends on what that source is.
It's
the Pony Express?
It's the Robert Scott Bell Time Machine.
Okay.
Right? God bless all of you. Please don't ever leave us. I'm sending a letter to my local talk radio station to petition them to put your show on. Lori.
Nice.
Thank you, Lori. Yes.
Thank you.
By the way, if you're not sure how to do that, in the show notes at robertscottbell.com, it tells you exactly what you can do to let your local talk radio station know they should pick up the Robert Scott Bell Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In addition to us streaming live through Natural News Radio, naturalnews.com, and GCN, our syndicator, and across the pond at UK.
And Digital 103 down under in Australia.
Exactly.
And we're on Stitcher, and we're on iTunes, and I don't know. We can't. It's hard to keep track.
It is. It is. We're just glad to be here. So, yes, thank you, Lori, for helping. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Also, the water, you can find out robertswater.com. You can download the ebook for free, or we have the information embedded into my new book with Ty Bollinger, Unlock the Power to Heal. And that's what I've given to Brian Hooker. And
for those of you who are watching on the YouTube feed,
yeah, you can see it.
Unlock the Power to, it's backwards.
Why is it backwards?
Maybe it's backwards to us.
Just to
I don't know.
Probably. You let us know.
Now it's upside down.
It could be right side up. Who knows? What else are we doing? We got John Hicks scheduled next hour. Dr. John Hicks, he's a pediatrician.
Fresh off of a lecture here at Autism One. He's gonna walk over here and we'll have him on. And we've got we got other people coming up too.
Yeah.
Look,
surprise, surprise, surprise! Live from Autism One
in Chicago,
Illinois, and we'll be back again Atlanta this Saturday. It's a away event. Back to Chicago for a live broadcast on Sunday.
Then back home.
Then
back to Chicago.
Are you dizzy yet? Right. Well, give us a call, 866-939-2355. This is the place for health, freedom, and healing liberty, and where I remind you that the power
to heal is yours.
Yay! The Robert Scott Bell Show.
Trinity School of Natural Health is a non-profit, non-denominational Christian educational institution. Trinity School of Natural Health has been offering quality natural health programs since 1990. The courses focus on the integration of the mind, body, and spirit so that students can create a lifestyle harmonious with the Creator and His divine plan. Trinity School of Natural Health's educational programs offer degrees in non-traditional designations such as Doctor of Naturopathy, Master Herbalist, Master Iridologist, Certificate of Nutritional Counseling, Certified Health Specialist, and Associate Degree in Biblical Studies. Trinity School is accredited and recognized by the American Naturopathic Medical Accreditation Board in Las Vegas, Nevada. The coursework is completed at your own pace in the convenience of your own home. No traveling required. A complete outline of the programs offered can be viewed online by visiting www.trinityschool.org. Enrollments can also be completed online, and an affordable monthly payment plan is available for each program. Contact Trinity School of Natural Health by calling 1-800-428-0408.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Capture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5304 or go to HB Extract.
America Tonight with Kate Delaney plays here. GCN.
With SRN News, I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington.
NSA Freedom Act has sailed through the House. SRN's Wally Hines reports.
A bipartisan effort to crack down on NSA spying. The bill prohibits the NSA from collecting records. Instead, phone companies would store the data and respond only to court-approved requests. Critics say that leaves the door open to abuse. California's Zoe Lofgren.
And I think that's why all the civil liberties groups have withdrawn their support.
Don't let the perfect become the enemy of the good.
Wisconsin's James Sensenbrenner.
Senator Leahy and I introduced the USA Freedom